been very honoured to receive a game code from AuntyGames and Future Friends Games for Veggie Townbuilder Gourdlets. The game launched on the 15th of August and it's currently £4.99 on Steam. Essentially, it's a really cute little building sandbox game where you build your own cosy little space. The more your Gourdlets interact, the more they progress. Something I really wanted to point out was the fact that there's autosave and you could enable or enable it. There's all sorts of controls that you can apply to your game, whether you're playing on Xbox or keyboard and mouse, where you can set your hotkeys. Something that's really important for me as someone that's neurodivergent is to be able to control my sounds in game. So I'm glad to see that that's an option in Gourdlets too. Don't forget you can integrate your Twitch, and basically this allows the Twitch chat to do !Gourdlets, and then they can send their little Gourdlets characters into your game whilst you're playing and streaming. You also have the option to change your Windows settings and obviously of course join the clubs, sending feedback, Discord and the mailing list. So let's get into the game. So when you hit play, you have an option to name your town, and you have an option of starting maps, whether you go for basic, beach oasis or the maze. For the sake of this video, I've gone with basic, having no idea what the other two mean, but it looks like one's bigger or different shapes, and obviously the maze looks really difficult too, so I'm excited to try that another time. The game sends you to a tutorial, which is actually really helpful because there's quite a few mechanics to it, but they're simple if you've played games, for example, like Stardew Valley. It's very kind of similar, or like any of those sandbox games where you have a catalogue and you want to place things down. So it gives you a little tutorial, and there is your lovely little Gourdlets train where you get your first Gourdlet that comes through and you're introduced to them. As it explains in the tutorial, you are in charge of building up your little town, and basically it's just saying that if you keep adding in items and Gourdlets, they will keep playing and just hanging out, and that's how you progress into the game. It's really, really cozy. Just something to mindlessly play if you like, if you just want some relaxed time, or just something in the corner of your stream whilst you're playing other games too. So the tutorial is really handy. Basically it's the usual WASD to move around, the trackpad, and it also walks you through all these pieces as well, very similar to other little sandbox games. The build menu is quite extensive, there's a lot to it, it's something to get around, and much like in The Sims, you obviously have that delete and bulldoze options. And then there's like there is a town ledger, basically tells you the buildings that you've got. You can take screenshots, and of course UI preferences as well. The core to the Gourdlet train is probably the one that I use most often whilst I'm playing this game, as well as collecting those special items as my my Gourdlets leveled up too. And then you can change the name and the accessory as well as the body colour of your Gourdlets. I thought that was a really cute customization, but I wanted to keep them as they were as they arrived to me. But look at this cute little bow, it's so cute the way it's bouncing. This is Whistle. I'm still learning about what the maturity level means, but I basically think it means as they grow, it's kind of their like age in your little island. I had no idea what I was doing at this point. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start with buildings. And I first clicked on the tent thinking you should start small and you wouldn't have access to the end of the builds. But alas, you find out later that you can actually just pick any of these buildings and just throw them on, which is what I would do later on in the game. My mistake, I think, when I picked this starting island is that it's too small for my brain and what I wanted to do. I just wanted to put everything down on the floor so that I could see it. And I was expecting the silo to have more of a functional piece to it, much like Stardew, but it doesn't in Gourdlets. It's just there, as far as I know, for decoration. So the more you add to the game, the more the Gourdlets can play with. I've said that a few times, but that's the main aim in the game, is just to keep adding bits and pieces. You get access to new parts of the catalogue as your Gourdlets grow as well. At this point in the game, I'm starting to realise it's probably an indoor section that I haven't explored yet, and here I found it. So basically, every time you open a new building, when you go inside, there's some boxes usually in there with some items that you probably already have, but it gives you an idea of what you want to pop into that room. I think the tips here in the tutorial, or as it talks to you as you're going into these different rooms, is really helpful. Gives you an idea of what you really should be doing. Otherwise, I think I'd be a bit blind to each part of the game. So you can set an ambience per room, so you can decide whether you want any kind of sound in there, which I think is really cute. And then you just click on the boxes to open each one. I think one of my favourite things about this game is the music. It's really calming and it makes the game really cozy, just what I need sometimes after a busy day at work. At this point you can see that I'm starting to play with some of the flooring and the walls that you can place down. It's kind of like in a 3-square format. I think you can increase it. If you look to the right of the box that I've clicked on, you can change how many tiles it is, or you can do it in a line or a sketch as well. Fairly quick and easy to apply those floors or walls. I think it's a great feature of the game. And I hope you enjoy these next few minutes with me whilst I decide how to lay out the room. As you go through the catalogue, you kind of discover new things as you would in any kind of catalogue building game, and just working out the mechanics of the game, how things should sit, what's the intention behind my room, and what sort of colour scheme I want to go with. Enjoy! I've decided that I think I should get some more Gourdlets, and I was working out how I move my Gourdlet around, the controls with it, whether I can pick it up, whether it's gentle, and then discovered at this point it is tending to the garden on my island. How cute is that? Look at his little scissors, and it's bouncing because it's glowing in the dark. How cute. So I hit that call the Gourdlets chain, and a new Gourdlet arrives. Meat samosa. At this point I realised I'd actually fenced it out by accident, so I had to go and delete that quickly. You might have spotted that my Gourdlet whistle has got a little flower symbol above his head, and I didn't notice it at first, but actually this means that you can hover over your Gourdlet and it will send over, almost like credit, over to your special box redeem. I think that's the most important parts I can share with you with Gourdlets. So the rest of the video is a little play that I've had with the game and my little cozy afternoon. One thing I will note is I kept pressing the escape button and it kept taking me straight to the continue and save menu. So it's a bad habit, or good habit I guess, that I've got from other games. So just want to note that don't keep hitting that escape button, you can just hit the exit button on the cross in each menu. Enjoy! The link to the game is in the below, and make sure you like and subscribe.